Everyone, this is going to be a fun video of some scented wax melts that I bought at Ollie's store, Ollie's discount store, and also Gabe's store. They were both in Pennsylvania. I don't know where else they're located. Pennsylvania, New Jersey. All of these scents are discontinued. So you're not going to be able to find them unless you go to Ollie's or Gabe's or some other place that sells outdated, discontinued wax melts. These were $1.49 at Ollie's and $1 at Gabe's. And all of the ones that I bought, even though that's shown that they're different brands, these are all made by Langley Candles. I think it's Langley Empire Candles. I think it's called Empire Candles now. So, the Tuscany wax melts and also Sonoma wax melts, which are made for Kohl's, and the old Food Network wax melts, and Boulevard wax melts, and Hallmark wax melts, and Vesta. They are all made by the same company, Langley Empire, or Empire Candles. So I guess these were just leftovers from the factory. I wasn't expecting much because for $1 and the fact that these are discontinued and the fact that they're really, really old, I was expecting that most of them probably would not have good throw. And I was right. But for $1 each, I figured, big deal, I'll just return the ones that don't throw. So I'm going to go through each of these. Usually when I do these reviews, I have it kind of scripted where I actually type out the review and I read it while I'm going through the video, but I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff right now. So I'm going to start with, we have Patio Sensations, also again made by Empire Candle. These, I guess, have been discontinued for a couple of years. Now I should also mention that just because some of these didn't throw well for me doesn't mean that they won't throw well for you. It depends on the size of the room, the type of warmer that you use, if you have a lot of airflow in the room, the temperature. So a lot of times if it doesn't throw well, it might do well in a smaller room, like maybe a small bathroom. So the first one we have is Patio Sensations Driftwood. And when I first smelled it in the store, I thought, I smell a little bit of wood, but it smells like old perfume. Like perfume that's been left in the bottle for years, that gets that old kind of almost like a sour smell. But I thought, well, you know what? That's not really a bad smell, not really. But when I smelled it in the room, I was like, no, it just doesn't smell good. It just smells like old perfume. And I just thought it would smell better. Throw, as I recall, was not horrible, but it really didn't. It had a little bit of wood smell, but it mostly smelled like old perfume. This one is Patio Sensations Orange Breeze and on Cold Sniff. It smells a little bit like orange, a little bit of a sour orange, but kind of nice, almost like a tropical orange. But it did not throw well at all, which is why that one's going to go back. This one we have Sunlit Herbs, and this one kind of smells like, almost like an industrial lemon cleaner. It's actually, it smells like bathroom cleaner. It smells like toilet cleaner. Or it smells like maybe something that would, I don't know what you call them, the things that go in a urinal. It's not a good smell. It's just like an industrial cleaner that you would put in a bathroom. So, and I don't know why, when I smelled it on Cold Sniff, I thought, well, maybe it'll smell better melted. It doesn't. Patio Sensations Terracotta. This is kind of weak on Cold Sniff, but I thought, well, maybe it'll do better when melted. It didn't. It's almost like it's a really nice scent. It's kind of a floral, kind of a plant type scent. It's got a sweetness to it. I've never smelled anything like it. It's a really nice scent. floral, a little bit of woodsy, a little bit of plant, but the throw was just not good at all. And unfortunately, because it does smell really nice. Gingerbread cookies. I was really excited about this one because this smells incredible. I mean, there's Food Network, I think, used to have one called also Gingerbread House, or maybe it's Tuscany Gingerbread House. That also smells good, but nothing like this. I mean, this smells... I almost want to keep it just to sniff it now and then. I can smell, like, the dough of the cookie. I smell the ginger. I smell, like, the sweetness of the glaze. It's just amazing, but it had no throw. I mean, as soon as I put it in the warmer and it started getting warm, I put my nose up to it, and it was like already, the scent was already dissipating. So that, I was really disappointed about that one because it smells so incredible. This one is, oops. Now these are the Boulevard melts. I've always liked Boulevard. There used to be a website, blvddecor.com, basically short for Boulevard Decor, but that website is no longer there. That's where I used to buy these online. I'm sure you can still get them online someplace. Maybe they're not being made anymore. I don't know, but they almost seem like they're like a higher quality of the Langley Empire candles. And I was really happy with most of these. So we have the Boulevard Cranberry Pistachio Biscotti. And it smells really good. But it actually smells like chocolate. It smells like milk chocolate, like chocolate milk. On cold sniff, I smelled a little bit of like a slight almond, which is the pistachio, but I didn't smell that when it was melting. It's just like a milk chocolate, but because of those other notes, I wasn't really crazy about it. I don't really get into chocolate scents too much unless it's mixed with something else. I don't know. This just didn't do it for me. I'll probably just give it to my roommate. This one, Boulevard Macaroon. Oh my gosh, this one smells incredible, and it threw like crazy, and it was throwing like for the whole day. And it smells like it's like a sweet. It's weird. It's like a sweet. It's sweet and salty with a little bit of almond and almost like a very slight floral background, which sounds kind of weird, but it works. And it just smells so incredible. So this one is a keeper. I might actually, when I go back to return some of these, I'm going to see if I can find some more of this one. Boulevard Fiji Fruit Water. This was another nice one. It's okay. It's, I smell apple, but it's almost like a little bit of a sour apple a little bit. And there's definitely a fruit scent in there. It almost smells like there might be a bakery scent, but it's hard to describe. I do smell apple, and this one threw fairly well, so I'm keeping that one. Poached pear. This one actually threw pretty well, too. And it actually smells more like apple, but apple and pear smell pretty close anyway. It's like apple with a little bit of a bakery. Pretty standard scent, but it was pretty nice. French baguette. This one is really interesting. This smells like, it just smells like a salty dinner. It smells like a dinner roll with like salt and butter. It's not sweet at all. It's very rich. And it does not have that moldy bread scent that a lot of bread type wax tends to have. It's a very nice bread scent, a nice, almost like toast with butter. No sweetness at all. It's very unusual. I really, really like that one. I might get more of it. Boulevard Licorice. I'm not a fan of licorice. I don't like licorice or root beer or anything that smells like it. But I thought, this one's pretty interesting. Maybe I'll give it to my roommate. And it's very weak on cold sniff. And it definitely does smell like licorice, but it had no throw. I mean, like almost none at all. Boulevard Coriander and Apple. This one, I couldn't figure out what this is. I mean, I do smell a little bit of apple. I'm not sure what coriander smells like. It's almost kind of like a savory apple, if that makes sense. But it also smells kind of like perfumey. Like a perfumey, savory apple. It's a nice scent, but it had very little throw. Zen Garden, Boulevard Zen Garden. This one smells like, the Tuscany actually has a scent, I believe, called English Garden that smells very similar to this. It smells like jasmine, but it's not very sweet. It's like jasmine and like plants in a hothouse. It's very nice, and it threw very, very well. So that's a really nice one. Boulevard Vintage Leather. This one, it's a scent that some people might not like, but I like it. It's unusual. It's basically a smoky leather scent. That's basically it. It's leather, definitely leather, and there's a smokiness to it. And there might be maybe just a hint of sweetness that almost gives it a slightly cologne note, but it's not a cologne scent. Very manly, throws very well, and I probably will, maybe I'll get more of this if they have it. Salted chocolate. This is a very rich chocolate scent. Now, I said I don't like chocolate scents, but this one almost smells like, almost has a little bit of a bready quality to it. Almost like chocolate bread, if there is such a thing. It's a very, or maybe almost like a brownie mix. There was actually a scent by Tuscany years ago, maybe about 3 years ago, called Death by Chocolate. It came out around Halloween at Walmart, and it was an extremely rich chocolate scent, and I think this is the same one. So this is a real, if you like chocolate scents, it's almost like a burnt chocolate, but it's really good, very rich. We have Hallmark Sunflower Fields. This is a nice, I wouldn't say it's really sunflower. It smells a little bit like honey, like a honey floral. It definitely has a honey vibe, and it's definitely a floral. It's almost a little bit perfumey. It's very nice, feminine. It's not too perfumey though. I'd say it's more like it has a lot of honey notes. It's very nice, and it threw quite well. Summer Salsa. I can't figure out what this is. It's almost like, I do smell, it's like a salty lime. I smell lime and a saltiness, and maybe some type of an earthiness. But it's not like a lime. It's not like a beverage, but it's almost like a salty, earthy lime. It's unusual. I can't figure it out, but it threw pretty well, and it's a nice scent. I was most excited about this Tuscany Pine Cones and Lime. And this one is really nice. Also, it's this dark green color. When you melt it in the warmer, it's almost black, but it's like this murky, greeny black that looks like it's like from a, I don't know, from a swamp. It's kind of gross looking, but it's, I just thought it was interesting the way it looked when it was melted. This one smells really good, but I can't figure it out. I don't really smell lime. It's kind of a, yeah, I guess I do smell lime. I guess there is some lime and almost like a woodsy scent. Yeah, I guess it's like, well, that would make sense. Pine cones and lime. It's like a woodsy, it's a lime and wood scent. It's really unusual, but it really works. By the Chimney. I didn't realize that I had actually bought this last year and it had no throw, but it smells so incredible. It smells like tobacco. It smells like sweet tobacco. But there's also almost like I don't want to say a bakery note. It's mostly like a sweet tobacco scent, but it had zero throw. I mean, there was like nothing. So then we have this Fall Festival, which is also by Langley. I don't know what the brand is. It's just a typical kind of a buttery, appley pumpkin scent. I don't remember if the throw was good or not. I think the throw was not that great. It was very typical, very generic. But, I mean, but nice. A nice scent. It's just that I have a lot of scents that smell just like it. And we have this Langley Home Buttercream. And this one, I shouldn't have bought it because it just smelled weak on cold sniff. It's just plain old vanilla. And it had no throw at all. And we have Vesta, again, made by Langley Empire, Sweet Jasmine. And, ooh, this actually might be the same as the Boulevard Zen Garden. Is it? No, the Boulevard Zen Garden is a little bit more earthy. And this one, Sweet Jasmine, it's a little bit different. It's definitely a jasmine, but they have different notes. And this one threw pretty well. This Vesta Sugar Cookie smells really good on cold sniff. It smells like buttercream. It almost has a hint of chocolate. It's that sweet. It's almost like a white chocolate. Or, oh, you know what it smells like? It smells like almost like one of those, what do you call it? The red cake? The red, what the heck is that called? Red cake. Red velvet cake or red velvet cupcake. That's what this sugar cookie smells like. Because it's vanilla and very, very sweet with a hint of chocolate and a very subtle hint of coconut. Unfortunately, it had no throw. Then we have this American Atelier Scents Strawberry Danish. This is a type of scent that would be found in a dollar store because all the scents they had just smelled like plastic. This was the only one that was okay. It's strawberry and it has a little bit of maybe a bakery note, but it's very artificial. I mean, it smells like strawberry scented plastic or like strawberry scented lipstick, but it's not bad. I mean, it's actually a nice scent. I don't mind the scent, but when it melted, it actually became more plasticky smelling and it smelled worse when it was melted. So there you have it. Like I said, none of these are all discontinued scents. But, I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised that as many of them threw as they did, especially with the Boulevard melts, because I really wasn't expecting, I didn't have high expectations for any of them. So I was pleasantly surprised that I got quite a few that were really good. And for like $1 and $1.49, you really can't beat it. So if you have an Ollie's or a Gabe's anywhere in your area, I would say check it out. They have rows and rows of wax melts. You just have to go through all of them. I mean, they're just in bad shape. A lot of them are open. A lot of them have the wrong tops, the wrong lids on the wrong bottoms. And they're just thrown all over the place. But you have to spend some time going through all of them to find some good gems. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great day and a Happy New Year.